Hey guys, today we are going to be talking about multiples of fractions. Previously we learned about multiples and multiplying unit fractions, and today we're going to be doing pretty much the same thing, just applying it to non-unit fractions. So let's go ahead and review real quick. If we had the fraction here of 4/6, how could we write it as a product of a whole number and a unit fraction? So give you a little bit of think time, or if you need to pause the video, think about what unit fraction we would use and what whole number we would use. Okay, so if we have 4/6, then that should tell us that my unit fraction is going to be 1/6, and I would have to multiply 1/6 by 4 as my whole number in order to get 4/6. Okay? And one more, if you need to pause the video, go ahead and write an equation to give us 3/10. Okay, so here I know my unit fraction would be 1/10, and I'm actually going to switch it up. I'm going to put my unit fraction over here, and my whole number would have to be 3. So 3 times 1/10 would give me 3/10. All right, so moving on now to our lesson for today. We have a word problem we're going to start off with. Julie is making 4 pans of Big Ziti for a potluck. For each pan, she needs 2/3 cup of cheese. She only has a 1/3 cup measuring cup. How many times will she need to use the measuring cup in order to make all 4 pans of ziti? Well, let's use our cube strategy. So we've got quite a few numbers. Okay, mostly we have 4. We have the fractions of 2/3 and 1/3. And we have the 4 again, but it is just restating that we are making 4 pans of ziti. So how many times will she need to use her measuring cup? Okay, we're talking about pans of pasta, and the fractions are in reference to the measurement. Okay, they're both referring to cups, so that's good. That means that, you know, these are compatible, they're comparable because they're both in the cup measuring unit. And then about it. How many times will she need to use her measuring cup? So we're gonna have to figure out, you know, how many 1/3 is she gonna have to measure in order to make all 4 pans of her Big Ziti. So I've gone ahead and I've written out our equation here. So this is a multiplication problem because obviously just doing 1 scoop of 1/3 of a cup of cheese is not going to be enough. So we're going to have to multiply the 2/3, which is what, should have probably boxed this in. Each pan requires 2/3 of a cup. All right, so, and there's going to be 4 pans made of it altogether. So 4 times 2/3 is going to be our equation here. So I have some models here. These are going to represent the amount of cheese needed for each of the pans of ziti. So for 1 pan of ziti, I would need 2 cups of cheese. So I'm going to go ahead and shade in. Not very pretty, but okay, so this is 2/3, and this is going to be 2/3. And again, for my 3rd pan, oh goodness, and again for the 4th. Okay. So now we have our models here. We can easily count and see how many thirds we have. And we can also think of it as, remember, addition and multiplication are related to each other. So if we were to add all these together, it would be the same as multiplying it. So here we have 2/3, 2/3, 2/3, and 2/3. And if I were to count these all up, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, that equals 8/3. Okay. Another way you can think of it, like we said before, every whole number can be written as a fraction over 1. Okay. And so then you would just multiply your numerators across. So 4 times 2 is 8, and you would multiply your denominators across. So 1 times 3 is 3, okay? And now we actually don't need to, even though this is an improper fraction, we don't have to convert it into a mixed number, because if we go back to our question here, how many times will she need to use the measuring cup? We actually want to leave it as an improper fraction because our answer is going to be our numerator. So she is going to have to fill that cup 8 times in order to have enough cheese in order to make all 4 pans of her baked ziti. All right, so let's go ahead and practice some other ones. And another way we can actually solve these kinds of problems is with the use of a number line. So we can use models or we can use a number line. So here I have the problem of 10 times 1/4, okay? So if we have a number line set up here, I would always start at 0, of course, and we would do, 1 hop for each time we're multiplying. So obviously 1 times 1/4 is 1/4. So let's do this hop. So 10 times would be 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. So 10 times 1/4 equals 10/4. Really bad box, I apologize. 10/4. And like I said, sometimes, we can leave it as an improper fraction. Sometimes you may want to convert it into a mixed number. So this should be a review. If we had 10 divided by 4, okay, 4 goes into 10 twice, which would be 8. 10 minus 8 would leave us with a remainder of 2. So we could have the answer of 10/4, or written as a mixed number, it would be 2 wholes with 2/4 remaining. All right. Let's go ahead and try another one. So that was multiplying a unit fraction on a number line. This time we're just going to multiply a regular non-unit fraction using the number line as well. So here we have 3 times 2/5. So I'm going to do things a little differently this time on my number line. Instead of doing a hop with each of the fractions, I'm going to do a 2/5 hop each time. So if I did, for example, 1 times 2/5, well, it would be 2/5. So I would hop over 1/2 here, but it's 3 times. So I'm going to have to do this again. So I'm not going to go to the 3/5. I'm going to do, 1/2, and then one more time, 1/2, and I'm going to land on 6/5. Okay. So with a number line, you would just have to do however many spaces in between your jumps as your numerator has listed. And again, if you do, the real simple strategy of just multiplying across, making this into a fraction over 1, 3 times 2 is 6, and 1 times 5 is still going to be 5. So you still get 6/5. Okay, let's go ahead and do a couple of practice problems. And you can choose if you want to just multiply it, like, just creating the fraction, if you want to draw models, or if you want to use a number line, it is totally up to you. So let's see, how would we solve 3 times 3/8? You can go ahead and pause the video. Okay, so lots of different strategies you could have used here. If you wanted to do a number line, okay, I have 0 here. We always have to have our number line start at 0. And then I'm just going to do my 8ths here. And I think I'll have enough. I hope I will have enough. Okay, 6/8. And if you are using a number line, you saw it before, if you do go over to where it's an improper fraction, That is totally fine. Like here I'm already, I'm going up to 10/8 here. And it's improper, but it's okay. All right, so 3 times 3/8. I'm going to start at 0, and then each time I hop, I'm going to cover 3/8. So 1, 2, 3/8. So that would be 1 time. And then I need to do another 3/8. So 1, 2, 3, 2 times. And then 3/8 again. 1, 2, 3. So that's 3 hops with 3/8 in between each hop. And I landed on 9/8. So 3 times 3/8 is 9/8. Okay, or if you just multiplied straight across, okay, 3 times 3 is 9, and 1 times 8 is 8. So 9/8, any way you cut it. If you want to challenge yourself, convert it into a mixed number. 9 divided by 8, okay, goes in 1 time with a remainder of 1. So 1 and 1/8 would be the mixed number form of this fraction. One more, okay, if I had 5 times 3/4, what would I get? And I actually went ahead and drew some models here, so if you want to use models to help, or a number line, or just straight multiply, go ahead and pause the video and solve. Okay, so like I said, I have my models here, so I'm going to go ahead and use them real fast. So 3/4, you can see each of them are already split into 4 sections. So 1, 2, 3 here. Sloppy, but it's okay. And then 3/4 here, so that's 2 times. And then 3 times, 4 times, and 5 times. Okay. So pretty. So pretty. Okay. All right. So if I have my models here, all I need to do is I can just count how many fourths are shaded in. So I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15. So I have 15 fourths shaded in all together. Or again, if you want to use just the numbers, 5 times 3 is 15 and 1 times 4 is 4. So 15 fourths would be my answer in an improper fraction form. If I wanted to convert this into a mixed number, okay, again, 15 divided by 4, well, 4 would go into 15 3 times. And I would have, that'd be 12, so I would have 3 remaining, 3/4. And you know what, since we already have these models here, I can even show you with the models. So if I had 15/4, I can easily take I can take some from this. I'm going to distribute this to some of my other models. So I'm actually going to erase 1/4 here, and I'm going to fill it in here. And I'm going to erase another 4th from here, and fill it in here. And that last 4th, I'm going to take it away from this, and I'll just fill this one in here. So when I, consolidate and move the pieces around to maximize my spaces, you can see I have 1, 2, 3 completely filled in, and then just the 3/4 remaining. So again, this is multiplying or finding multiples of fractions. Pretty easy. You have lots of different tools you can use. For your activity today, there's actually a fun little recipe activity that you can print out. And I think that if you actually do the recipe, it should work. I haven't done it myself, but if you give it a try, please let me know how it turns out, and I'll see you guys later.